Hi,
I'm sorry.
Sunita. Hey.
Hello, Hello, Paulina. How are you?
Hey, good. Where are you calling from today?
I am calling from Singapore.
Singapore, or of all places. That's not what I expected it as an answer. I see some employees behind your back. So, are you
Yes,
all work in the same company, or is this co-working
yes,
space?
yes, yes. No, this is SellerApp office. So the guys behind are the people behind SellerApp.
Oh, great. How many people do you have in the office working there?
Right now, we have close to about 40 to 50 people in the office now.
Wow, that's a lot of people. And that's the total in the company? That's how many working for Seller App?
Well, yes, sort of those around those numbers.
Wow, it's a big company, you know. Comparing to shopkeeper, we have like 7. It's great. It feels nice to see that you are actually in an office. Most people I interview are working from home remotely. You know, it's usually I get the kitchen background view. Now I see some office behind. It's very unusual these days anymore.
Yeah, it's usually in a co-working space, which is nice.
Yeah, I understand. It gives you more motivation. That's what I feel like I miss sometimes, you know, working alone and you don't get that. Sometimes you feel lazy and there is no one to motivate you to want to feel like working. Yeah, you know, so
That's
yeah,
one of the bad things of working at home. When you're in a bad mood, you are in the zone forever.
that's true. Exactly. So what do you guys do at Seller App?
So we are an e-commerce data analytics platform that provide intelligence for Amazon sellers. So currently we are focusing on we have software and data for the US marketplace, enabling sellers to grow bigger using all the functions that's there on Amazon to make smarter moves wherein they can take decisions based on the data.
Hmm. Okay, so sellerapp.com, right? So, and then let me quickly judge what it's all about. Okay, so product
Sure.
research.
So we are in all enabled platforms. So somebody starts off, so he wants to know somebody wants to start selling. So he wants to know what are the products that are in demand. He wants to understand what is the sort of trend that is currently there. Is this a product that is feasible for him to sell? Once I start selling, will it sell for 3 months and go out of trend? Probably at the end of the holiday season. So all these things require you to look into data, understand, and then go ahead starting to source the product. Further that, you need tools to be the best in Amazon. So Amazon is definitely a very competitive market space. So there are keywords that are very important on Amazon. Just like that, listing is super important, and definitely the ads and profit management. So we are an all-encompassed tool that helps sellers grow better on Amazon.
Okay, Seller App demo. You know why I'm looking for demo? Because I've been trying to find some screenshots on the website and I can't see any. So I
Oh,
see a
right.
few here,
So
but I keep wanting
let's
to.
click on resource on the
Okay.
yes. So there you see webinar. I think it should have some demo video. Maybe scroll down a bit. I think that should be the product demo.
Oh, great.
Would you want screenshots of the platform?
Is that you?
No, that's my colleague Ankita. She's a customer success head.
Okay. Ah, here it is. Okay, so it's a little bit like Jungle Scout, right? And the
So
hidden
Jungle
tab.
Scout has extension. So we have both the extension as well as the web platform.
Okay.
So there's a
So are you
software
similar
dashboard.
then? Are you a competitor with Jungle Scout then? You do many things that they do?
So Jungle Scout is a tool that helps a seller start off. So they help with product research, keyword research. Whereas SellerApp helps you start from there and expand further that. So it also includes listing optimization, PPC management, inventory management, alerts, competitor research. once you start selling.
Okay, so what did you start with? Like usually the companies, whichever feature they start with, that's the one they're best at. Like Helium 10 with keyword research, and then Jungle Scout with like just scanning the items on the list on the search results. So what did you start with when you launched?
So SellerApp has been, I think we launched our beta close to 2 years back. And since then, we've been expanding on multiple tools. When we launched our beta, we had almost all the features that were there. But over the years, we've been working on bringing up better versions of it so that we can get better data, make it better. So we launched our beta with almost all of the features in there.
Okay, and you're just refining them as you go?
Yes, yes.
That's
So it could be the way the data comes up, how you're looking at data, or what is shown prominence. All of that is made better and better. The way we mine data so that we can get better informed insights. That's sort of the version updates that's happening every day. So the guys in the background keep working on that every day.
okay. So I see that you are actually pulling some demographics data from Amazon. That's for my sales, right? If I sell 6 orders in
Absolutely,
Albany.
yes, yes.
Okay. Because I know that
So the one
Amazon,
that you're looking at,
yeah.
so that is for the profit management. So it's like a profit management tool when you can look at your sales, understand what is your gross margin, your net margin, what is your revenue this month, to say you would want to compare what's your revenue for this period of time compared to the last month. So it lets you do all of that.
Right. Because I know Amazon API has restricted access to demographics data, such as the address and the name and personal data of each buyer. And
Definitely, yes, yes.
only apps
So
that go through like special extra humps that get that access. So you do have access to customer data then, right?
So Amazon does give access to certain information as the address, the shipping, all of that is still held even from the seller themselves. So when you are placing an order or when a seller is getting an order through FBA, Amazon's very careful not to share customer data entirely with them. So that is something that's not made available. However, what you can definitely understand is where is the order getting placed from. So this data is in which part of the world, from where is the order placed. This helps making better decisions. It could be in terms of the warehouse, or say, where should you place your next warehouse if you have your own warehouse, or if you're retargeting using other websites for better customer information, or it could be branding. So all of this data helps doing that. And
I was referring to something very technical that probably only software developers in your company know about. Recently, about 6 months ago, Amazon restricted companies like apps like mine and yours to not have access to demographics data. And in order to get that, you had to pass through a special Amazon audit and, to show that your data is secure. And it's a big jumps that you have to make in order to get that data. And many apps these days don't use the demographics data anymore because of that. So I see that you have
right,
50 people at the company, so you probably did go through the hoops and jumps and did have access to that still.
right. So the one that you're looking at, so I might not be the right person to comment on that, because definitely the guys who are working behind it might know if we did go through it and what are the hurdles in getting to that place wherein you can actually have access to the data.
This is great. Good to see. All right. What about the PPC tool? It's a little bit hard for me to find it here randomly
Let me
clicking.
let me actually share my screen.
That would be
Uh,
great.
do you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right. I see it.
All right. I think this is going to take some. Okay, so on the left hand side, you can see all of the features that are there. So you can see the profit dashboard, this Ppc Analyzer, then there are tools to do product research, there's product ideas, product research, then there are keyword tools, which lets you do competitor analysis at the same time do keyword research from scratch. Then you have multiple other tools that help you put up the Amazon listing. It could be, writing your backend keywords, trying to make the best out of it, or using the product description editor to make your listing read better, enhance it. And there are also Chrome extensions, SellerApp Chrome extension, and we offer a couple of free Chrome extensions as well. Then there are also product intelligence insights like keyword tracking. It could be, let's get onto one of the screens. So there's organic rank tracker, then there is this backend search term tracker, then you have listing quality analyzer, which lets you understand how your listing is, what are the changes that should be made to improve it, make it better. And you were talking about the Ppc Analyzer, so we have a complete suite for Ppc analysis, including automated insights. Then you can do your own insights depending on the filters you want. It also maps down your campaigns, brings up all the info. So this is a demo account, so all of this data here might just be information that's just there for the sake of definitely a product demo. Then you can also use this as a Ppc log to understand what are the changes that you've made. How did it impact your business? Did it actually help grow it? Did it make a negative impact? So that's very detrimental when you are working on ads. So certain changes you make might not actually reflect in a way that should have been expected. So all those changes are again trackable to see what is a change that you made, when did you make it. Then do you want to go ahead with looking at all of the tools? Do you want to look at something particular?
Mostly I am curious about the, as I understand, your tool is all in one suite, but I'm curious about the feature that is the most developed, the one that is you guys are most famous for, that people keep coming back for. Usually every tool has one that it's like the core feature. Which one is that for you guys?
For us, one of the best features that's been there is definitely the Ppc Analyzer and the listing quality checker. So this includes, so ours is an in-house suite which has the listing quality is not just the visible parts of it wherein the title is checked, the bullets are checked. It also includes the discoverability aspects of an Amazon listing. So just as important it is for a listing to look good, it's also important that it's visible for shoppers. So when somebody searches listing on Amazon, it has to come up. So it might not just be for one keyword. It has to be for a lot of keywords so that there's a good bandwidth to get good sales. So let's actually look at one of so this is one feature which maps down a lot of things together. It could be your listing at the same time, listing in appearance. That's the desirability aspect of it. How convertible, or say how many conversions could happen from your listing if a person lands on it. Then it also includes factors as in the backend keywords, the keywords that are there on your listing, how well they're ranking. So this is one feature that is definitely loved by most of our customers, and the other is the Ppc Analyzer.
Okay, so Ppc Analyzer, is that just the name implies that it's just to analyze, but actually can I make changes, like, change bids and set up the rules automatically do something?
Yeah, so for now we have insights, which automatically picks up data depending on your target ACOS. So for every seller, there is one particular point which is break even. There is a target ACOS, an ACOS below which only he will start making profits, or say once he reaches that number is when he's making his profits the best. So depending on the target ACOS that is set, there are insights depending on which keyword is good for you. There are negative keywords that are automatically mined. There are positive keywords, so which you can just click on a button here to make changes. So like I said, this is a demo platform which we use internally. So this doesn't have most of the data in here, but you will have options wherein you can just click a button and mark it as negative. If it's a positive keyword, then you could change the type of match. It could be moving it from broad match to phrase, or from phrase to exact, depending on target improvement. And if it is from an automatic campaign, you move it to a manual campaign. So all of these insights are depending on the target ACOS and the inbuilt rules on SellerApp. So if you are looking to change your bids, or say mark keywords negative, or look at what are the changes that are made, so everything in here lets you edit those data, or say the bids, so that you can change it, or even stop a campaign, or say change it from one particular campaign to a different campaign. All of this is possible inside. Whereas in terms of setting up custom built rules, we are rolling out a new version soon, which is under development. So once the new version is out, you will have custom rules that can be set up according to the targets you want to have.
Okay, great. I think that's the most wanted thing, to automate it a little bit so that you could have rules and then just the app just follows. So you're saying that's the most popular feature these days. Like it's interesting that you started as a tracker and sort of like product discovery app, and now you are serving the same guys who discovered the products already, and now they need to optimize them with PPC and things like that. It's interesting.
Exactly. Yes. So we're there right when you started to growing to a huge company.
Yeah, this is great. So what's your pricing look like?
So we have multiple pricing plans depending on your goals and depending on what are your requirements as a company. So it could be that when you are a small seller with a few product line, you might not require quite many. Let's look at the pricing. So we have multiple plans, like I said, and depending on the plans, there are the number of products you can track, or say, and the other. So depending on the pricing plan, there are three plans that you can pick from. One is the Pro plan, which lets you track up to 100 products for product intelligence, and we also have calls from a customer success person who will be hand holding you with insights. So depending on the plans you choose, the number of calls you get to talk to an actual person, and the support also differs. So if you're on a business plan, you get to track 250 products for product intelligence, whereas on an enterprise plan, it's 500 products for $549 per month. So if you're on an annual plan, the numbers changes. And we also have ad management services other than the Ppc Analyzer self-service platform, wherein we take the steer. We do everything for you. All you do is set goals, make sure that your inventory is there, and all of the PPC optimization is done in-house on SellerApp for you.
Oh, very nice. So how much is that extra service for the PPC management?
So that depends on your goals. So every seller definitely doesn't have equal goals. So somebody who's starting off his goals are definitely different from a seller who has multiple products, a huge product line. So depending on that, the plans start from 699 per month, and it is customized depending on your goals.
Okay.
Customizable.
This is nice because, once you grow and start scaling, it becomes so cumbersome to just manage everything yourself, campaign by campaign, bit by bit. Oh, too much work. And they are changing so
Definitely, yeah.
many things with PPC these days. There's the retargeting, there's video ads, there's like all of these other things, attribution and complicated, So it's nice when someone else can take care of that for you. I bet you.
Right, and Amazon's growing bigger and bigger every day. They're testing out new features. Just as we are speaking, probably they're building something new, and we might have something to the on Seller Central tomorrow.
That's right. I agree. So you guys are so big, so you probably do a lot of content as well, some kind of articles or videos or webinars, or do you do any of that?
Definitely. Right. Yes. Yes. So
Uh,
you can find a lot of articles on the blog site once you are on the website or on the blog.
okay, so we were here, and so where
Right.
do I
So
go
once
to
you
find that?
are on resource,
Mm-hmm.
you can click on the blog. So that's the blog. So you can see many, many articles that help you start off, try to do everything is almost as being as taught step by step. There are articles that even help you do advanced analysis in optimization strategies, and we also have webinars. I think once you click on the resource link again, you can find the link to the webinar, and of course there's our YouTube channel wherein there are multiple knowledge videos as well as the product features in there.
Great. Oh yeah, I see. Wow, there's a lot of content here. Cool. All right. Well, very good to know. So in general, I noticed that your pricing, it's not at $20, it's $200. So does that mean that you attract bigger sellers in general, rather than new guys? Or like, who is your most common type of seller? Is it the big guy, big fishes only, or small sellers?
So we have people who are looking for something very, very dependable. There are sellers who come to Amazon, even small time sellers who are just starting off. They want to do something that's data based, and because the platform offers a lot of data and intelligence, there are sellers who are starting off now. At the same time, we have big brands, at the same time medium sellers, and a major chunk of our users fall into the second and the third bucket, wherein they're medium sized or big brands who are looking to make their product line better, make their Amazon selling more profitable, get more margins. So that's where most of our customer base stands in.
It makes sense because when you have one product, you can just like look at it yourself, But when you have 10 and then there's 10 campaigns to manage times multiplied by all the different types of campaigns, and then it becomes like impossible mission to do alone. That's right.
Right. So that's usually wherein a lot of automation is required. You need to do data based decisions so that every step you make, you don't really have the time or the bandwidth to keep experimenting with every product. So you need to know every small change you're making is for sure the right decision.
That's right. So what do you do at the company? Like, what's your role?
So I'm a customer success manager at SellerApp.
What does that mean? Like, what do you do during the day?
So what I do is I work with sellers in person, as in look at the business, manage, help them analyze the accounts. So it could be using the platform to make better decisions, or it could be strategizing as to how should they set up their goals, what should be the right direction they should be going on to. So let's say now that it's Q4, possibly you would have started strategizing as to how to start working for Q4. So it definitely requires a very good set plan. So all of this might come to somebody who is super experienced, whereas most sellers will say, let's say close to 70 to 80% of people who are on Amazon or on e-commerce are definitely new sellers who require a lot of insights. And since we worked with a lot of sellers for quite some time now, so that helps understanding what is the best way to go about, and depending on the cash flow and your profit margins and even your goals. So it requires different plans, or say different strategies to achieve your goals. So that's the part where I work with.
Sounds great. So you are like an account manager. So does every person who signed up with you gets an account manager, or is it like I have access to very good support with coaching, like hands-on support, right? It's not only text-based.
Definitely. So one of the best parts about using SellerApp is that you get to talk to an actual person. But depending on the subscription plan you are, whether you get a full-time account manager or you get to talk to them possibly once in a fortnight, or say twice in a month. So that depends on the plan you are on. But for every person who is on the platform, they do get connected to an actual person, wherein it's just not the platform wherein they'll have to go about trying to figure out things on their own. So there's somebody whom they can talk to all the time.
Wow, this is great. That's really good. Yeah,
I think
guess
that's one of the gaps which comes in when you're selling online. So there are a lot of what if, what is this, what if I do that way? So that those are questions that always keep lingering when you are trying to do something new.
Exactly. This is great. I have another question, kind of weird question. So these guys behind you, I kept looking at them. What team is that? Are they software developers?
Right. So right now, the guys who are sitting behind are the development team. So to my right, I have the management team, the customer success team. Behind me, the guys are the developers.
Okay, so it's interesting. Developers, they all work together. This is such a rare thing, you know, when you have a remote team. They can only talk on Slack, and only when they're together in the same time zone, same hour working. You know, here's like, hey man, what's up with that? You know, are we doing this hooks today? You know, it's like, it's very, very nice to work. I'm like amazed to see again. I used to work at IBM and EA Games. Those are big companies with big cubicles, a lot of people, and there was this cultural thing, I don't know, about working amongst people, and I a little bit miss that sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I do. Yeah.
Right. I think that's one of the good things about working in an office, in-house, rather than staying remote and taking things from home. So it just gives you that push. You know what you're doing today. You know what your friend is doing today.
Yeah, you guys seem like a very friendly, homey, people-oriented culture, and it's great. I think that's the best type of company to work with. I like that. It's all about people-oriented.
Of course, right. I think that's one of the things that is sort of missing down even all around the world. Everybody's just disconnected in their own world.
I know. Distant and disconnected. Yeah, it's not the same at all here as I see you guys are doing. All right. Well, Sunita, so if people want to connect with you and ask you a few more questions before they sign up, how can they contact you?
So once you land on the website, there's an all 24/7 chat platform. You type in your message. So once you click on the button below, do you see the chat?
You started?
I think it should be there on everything.
Yeah. There was a chat that was popping up. I closed it later. You mean this one?
No. So
usually it was popping where here is gonna come.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just ping us a message here, or you can leave in an email at support@sellerapp.com or contact@sellerapp.com.
In few minutes. This is awesome. Okay, great. Usually it says we'll get back to you tomorrow, and if it's Saturday, okay, 2 days later on Monday morning. This is great. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sure, Paulina, and you have a good day.
Bye.
Bye bye.